Now, NewsX brings to you the latest developments from the ground in Israel. I have my colleague Akshat Gupta standing by live in the capital city of Tel Aviv to take us through the latest situation on ground in Israel. Akshat, what is the news on ground from your end? What is the latest information you can give us from ground zero in Israel?
Well, it's the 7th day of the war, the conflict, the decades-long conflict which has been reignited yet again, and more than 3,600 people have been killed in Israel and Gaza because the warring situation is intensifying with every coming day. And if I just tell you all the latest updates, then of course Israel continues to hammer, to pound the Gaza with the continuous airstrikes overnight also, because yesterday also Prime Minister Netanyahu said, along with Antony Blinken, the US State Secretary, who has also visited Israel, the war at Israel, to express his solidarity with the victims of the music festival, perhaps, which was one of the deadliest, attacks. Because when we talk about that music festival, then many survivors have also given their testimonies that they just came there to celebrate the life, to celebrate happiness, but unprecedentedly attackers came, infiltration took place, and they started firing from every corner they could, and the victims, the survivors, ran for their lives. That's what they have said. So of course it was also one of the deadliest, and Antony Blinken, of course, met a lot of people, a lot of victims, and of course civilians, to express his solidarity and to reaffirm his stance that US, the United States, stands with Israel in every kind of situation, because it's the most distressing situation for the people of Israel. And of course, I beg your pardon, the Prime Minister Netanyahu also said that Hamas should actually be, spatted out of the community. So of course, Israel continues to pound Gaza Strip continuously, and a lot of people in Gaza have also been displaced because it has been put under total siege, total blockade. The power supply, the food supply, the water supply has been totally cut, and it is barely running on very few resources, because now it doesn't have a lot of resources. And if I just also tell you, now the Israeli military said that it is also perhaps preparing for a potential ground assault on Gaza, because a lot of tanks has been placed, a lot of artillery has been placed along the Gaza border. So a potential ground attack can also be seen in the coming days. We actually don't know when can it actually happen, but yes, when we see those artilleries, those tanks, the ammunition, so of course that actually signals that a potential ground assault can also take place. So of course we also talked to the Lieutenant Colonel of the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, and he has also said that we are focusing and preparing a lot of strategies, and because it can there is a possibility that it can also spill into a multi-front war, because today, the Syrian state media has also made a statement saying that their two airports, Damascus and Aleppo, the runways have been destroyed because of the continuous airstrikes by Israel. So, of course, because they have also attacked Israel, and Hezbollah, a militant group very prominent in Syria and Lebanon, also entered. So, of course, that possibility, for that also strategies are also being made by the Israeli Defense Forces and the government, because the government stance has been quite offensive this time, because the attack was quite unprecedented. And when we talk about the latest, of course, EU President also slated to visit Israel today to express their solidarity. And of course, if I just tell you, US Defense Chief Lloyd Austin is also set to visit Israel today to express his solidarity. Of course, Antony Blinken already visited, and evacuation plan by many countries is also being done to evacuate their citizens, their nationals who are stranded here in the war with Israel. Because we also saw today, early in the morning, in the national capital, New Delhi in India, the charter plane under Operation Ajay carrying 212 Indians also landed. Of course, a very big thing, of course, a sigh of relief for all the Indians who have just landed in New Delhi. So of course, because they were received by MOS Rajiv Chandrasekhar, and of course governments from all over the world are leaving no stone unturned to evacuate their citizens. And here also in Israel, the government, the Israeli Defense Forces are also have put out all the stops to stop the militants there at the Gaza. Of course, because the border at the Gaza was also destroyed by the Hamas militants. So of course, a lot of strategies, a lot of plan is also being built to actually carry out the continuous airstrikes. Well, of course, it remains to be seen as to how it actually pans out.
Right, Akshat. In fact, with the details that you just shared with us, what is the latest advisory on the movement that has been issued by the government?
We are currently in Tel Aviv, and the government has also asked people to remain vigilant, because it's a warring situation. And because yesterday when we visited Ashkelon also, there are many towns which have been completely reduced to rubble. So of course the government has asked the civilians, the citizens, to be very vigilant. And when there are sirens, when the alarm goes off, and if someone is on the road, then they can perhaps rush to the nearby shelter quickly, or they can just lay on the ground with their hands on, so that they can feel safe after the rocket goes off, because it's very much in Israel that because rockets have been continuously been fired from both the sides, Israel and of course from Gaza. So of course that part is also there. And of course in Ashkelon also, in Sderot also, in Barnia also, many towns have been reduced to rubble. Barely any people are left there. Many people have either gone to the safe places, and of course a lot of people have also lost their lives. And many state secretaries, of course, Antony Blinken, as I told you, just came, and now the US Defense Chief is also going to come. So of course the whole world is expressing their solidarity with Israel. Of course, the larger question, whether Israel will pound Gaza with the ground assault or not, that remains to be seen.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.